Hi. Like the title says, I know that heaven, Shangri-La, Avalon, Valhalla, whatever you want to call it, I know it exists. I got to visit it. People who know me know that I believe in God, the Creator, but I don't believe like organized religion would have you believe. I believe that if you live a holy life, and when I say holy life, I don't mean walking in the footsteps of Jesus. I mean a life full of love, laughter, compassion, and caring, and helping other people out without expecting anything in return. Showing compassion to the creatures of this planet, laughing until you cry or your side hurts, just living life. If you live life to the fullest, I feel that, and I say I feel because to say you believe is pretty much almost stern, carved in stone words, because people die for a belief. So I feel that the greatest gift that the Creator gives us is that we get to create our own heaven. And in that same aspect, I feel that we also get to create our own hell if we can't accept the fact that we've died, or we've put ourselves first and materialistic things and money, didn't care about other human beings or other creatures. I feel we also get to create our own hell. And that hell could be anything that your mind, your consciousness is comfortable with, from working 40 to 80 hours a week in a job that you hate with a boss that's constantly on your back. So that's what I feel. I feel the greatest gift is we get to create our own heaven, or we create our own hell. Real quick backstory. My godparents, Kay and Hans Rogotsky, have been friends of the family before my older brother was born. He's currently 56. So they pretty much became our grandparents. Now, Kay and Hans ended up going to a nursing home while we were in Tampa, Florida at about year 2000. For the longest time, we thought Hans only had one shirt and one pair of pants because he wore the same colors every day. Well, after we got him into the nursing home, we figured out why. It's because he had five shirts, yellow shirts, and 5 brown pants that he would wear each and every day. He said it was his favorite color, so he didn't need any other colors. I just want to share that with you because it's going to be important later. But back to me knowing that heaven exists. People who know me know that our son Kyle was killed in a car accident in July 18th, 2006. He was only 15. The accident happened on July 17th at 11:55, and he was pronounced gone. He went home July 18th at 12:45. Vicky and I were in North Carolina. He was visiting his mom when the accident happened in Georgia. So the next few months, we didn't sleep. Didn't get 1 ounce of sleep. And that's not uncommon for someone who's gone through such a tragic loss. But that year in 2006, late October, it was a Friday night. I was exhausted, physically, mentally, any way possible a human body could be. As soon as my head hit the pillow, I was out. But then I was wide awake at the exact same moment. And now people say this is a dream, but it wasn't a dream. Now my dreams are very vivid, have always been in color too. This wasn't a dream, this was an actual visit. I am sitting at a food court in a mall at a round stainless steel table with a stainless steel chair. The floor is a white ceramic tile. It's a vibrant white. And I can see other people around me. I can hear their conversations and I can see their faces, but I'm not focusing in on that because I'm wondering where I am and how did I get here. To my right was the food court, and I could smell the food. I could smell Sobreros, Steak Escape, Chick-fil-A, the French fries. I could read the menu. And then off to my left was a beautiful bay window with 2 doors that led out to the most gorgeous courtyard that you could ever imagine. I'm talking beautiful. And so I'm looking around, and when I look back in front of me, Kyle's sitting there. And he's wearing his favorite blue shirt and a pair of blue jeans. He goes, "Hey, Dad." I said, "Kyle, I have missed you. Are you okay?" And he said right off the bat, "Dad, I'm okay. I'm good. I just want to let you know I'm really, really good. And I've missed you too, very much." I said, "Oh man, I've missed you so much." I said, "What you been? Have you been? What's going on?" And he's like, "I need to show you something." He said, "Come with me." So we got up and we went out, because in front of me was the opening to the main corridor of this mall. So we went out and we turned to our right. Now to my left, it was as far as you can see. To my right, to our right, it was as far as you can see. So we went to our right, and as we were walking along, we had a small chit chat. And the mall was like 5 stories high. And we crossed over to the up escalators, and we went up 3 floors, then back to our right. And then we went a couple shops down into a antique radio and TV shop. And as we went in, I was like, "Look at that, Kyle. That's a 1932 Zenith, man. That's amazing." As we're walking towards the counter of the shop, I could see this older gentleman moving quickly, very, very swiftly. And he's wearing a yellow shirt and brown pants. I'm getting ready to say to Kyle, I was like nudging him. I said, "That looks just like," and as he turned around, it was Hans. And Hans goes, "Kyle," with his heavy Austrian accent, "It is so good to see you, Kyle. I love when you come to visit." And I go, "Hans?" And he looked at me, and he looked back at Kyle, and he goes, "Hey, what is he doing here? He's not supposed to be here yet." And Kyle goes, I know. I'm showing him something." And Hans goes, okay. And then in the back, I could hear someone back there moving parts around. And it was my grandmother Kay, and she was walking up from the back pretty quickly, just without no pain or nothing. Because my grandmother Kay was young, a child. She got polio, and one of her legs was longer than the other, so she had to wear orthopedic shoes. So far as I've ever known, she's walked with a limp or a hobble. Well, here she wasn't. She was walking quickly with a tray full of parts. And she goes, Kyle, why Kyle?" And she sets the parts down and she grabs his cheeks like she always used to. "It's so good to see you." And I go, "Kay, look at you." And she looked at me and she goes, "Kyle, what's he doing here? He's not supposed to be here yet." And then again, Kyle goes, I know, I'm just showing him something." And we had a small conversation, small chit chat. And Kyle goes, "Dad, we got to get back." I said, "All right, guys, I'll see you later." And they were like, yeah, much later. So Kyle and I walked back to the food court, and we sit in the general vicinity we were before. And I'm facing the main corridor to the mall. And I could feel the presence walking up behind me. You know when you get that feeling someone's walking up, you kind of glance back behind you, don't really look. Well, that's what I did. And this presence had a nice, decent pair of shoes, nothing fancy. White pair of pants, a white button-up shirt with a beautiful glowing dark blue tie, and a white jacket. And so I didn't pay no mind to him, and I went back to Kyle, and I go, "I have missed you, Kyle. I needed to see you again." And he looked at me, and Kyle goes, "Dad, you have to go back home now." And I go, No, I don't want to go home. I want to stay here with you. I don't want to go home. This is home. I want to stay here with you. And then Kyle looked up at the presence behind me, and he goes, "Yes, sir." I'm telling him now. I couldn't hear what the person behind me was saying. Kyle could. And then Kyle said, once again, "Dad, you got to go back." And I go, "No, son, I don't want to go. I don't want to leave you." And then Kyle looked at me. He goes, "You got to. Vicky won't make it without you." And at that moment, this person behind me put their right hand on my left shoulder. And when they did, I felt so much love, so much warmth, so much comfort, so much peace. It's really, really hard to explain the feeling. You can only put it in what you know. And it's like your best Christmases ever as a little kid, all wrapped in one. And the best Christmas as a parent, watching your children at Christmas, and that feeling of warmth and love with the family and the season, and it all wrapped up in one, and you multiply that times 1,000,000, And that's what I felt in every molecule of my DNA. There was so much love, warmth, and peace. And Kyle goes, "Dad, I'll see you later." That's something he'd always say. We made a thing not to say goodbye. We would say, "See you later." And he said, "Dad, I'll see you later." He goes, "Tell Vicky that I love her." And he goes, "I love you too." And I said, "I love you too, son." And then I woke up, and my body had the most peaceful, relaxing, restful sleep I have ever had in my life. And then I sat up and I looked at Vicky and I said, "Hans has passed." He's like, She goes, "How do you know?" And I told her about my visit. So we got up, went downstairs, and we called the nursing home. And the nursing home said they had to transfer him to another one because his dementia was getting bad and he was getting very combative. And they had to put him on one that was equipped to handle that. So we called them, and the administrator says, "I've been trying to get a hold of you for months." And I was like, "What's going on?" And he says, "With a heavy heart, I have to tell you, your grandfather passed." And I said, "When?" And they said July 7th, 10 days before Kyle did. I got to visit with Kyle in heaven so that he could show me that our grandfather Hans passed. The new nursing home didn't have our numbers in North Carolina. They didn't have my brother's numbers either. I don't know why, but they didn't. And so then I called my family and I let them know, and I told them, and they were like, "There's no way." I said, "Yeah, this is what happened." So I'm grateful that I got to visit heaven, whatever you might want to call it. And you can, with that person that was standing behind me, you could put whatever name you wish to it. Jesus, whatever. I'll never forget that feeling. Now, I don't feel that I'm guaranteed to be there again, but I'm going to try my best to get back. I know it's hard because I'm only human, and I know that's a horrible excuse, but I try. And I try to push the hate away, but it flares up, especially in this day and age. But I also try and show as much compassion and love as I can. Now, I do that with animals all the time, all day, every day. I just got to work on being more loving and compassionate to people. For the longest time, I wanted to tell a lot of people about my visit to heaven. Now, I've told a few people, but not a lot. And I felt, with the way things are right now, with the fear and the paranoia and the anger and the hate and everything that's going on right now, I felt that it'd be best to share that story now. If you can, try and let go of the hate or push it aside, even just for moments, and let the love and compassion for people and creatures just come out. Because I'm telling you, if you could feel that feeling that I felt, that love, that warmth, comfort, peace, and joy, you would hunger for it. And so please, try to take care of each other and help each other out. We've got to. And show love for one another. Thank you.